On this week's episode of the Iron Skillet Podcast, we got longtime creative and entrepreneur J.Law, a man of many talents who's done a lot over the years, from mechanic work to hosting his own radio show, but is most known for founding his company, One Room Media, filming everything from weddings and music videos to footage for businesses in the community and local sports. He shot for big names such as Arnold Schwarzenegger, Ronda Rousey, MGK, Wiz Khalifa, and has even shot Lil Sky's early music videos. He drops a lot of knowledge in this one about networking and business, so you don't want to miss it. Let's jump into it. What's up, world? Iron Skillet Podcast, back in the building. The usuals in the building tonight. We got Master Logue, Tour Lane, Humble Savage, T Clem TV on the boards. Myself, I go by Bullwhip, and of course, the man, the myth, sometimes the legend, all the time the legend.
Trying to be a legend.
We got J.Law of One Room Media. And if you don't know, Jay has done everything from rapping to starting a label to videography. You've done a lot over the years, and I wanna unpack it all.
All right, cool.
Because I feel like you've never told your story.
Nope.
And I think it's time. I think it's time we get the J.Law Iron Skillet exclusive. So, what got you on the creative path that you are on now?
Man,
like, where did it all start?
I think my creative path started with making music. Heavily influenced by my brothers.
Did they do music?
They didn't do music, but all they listened to was hip hop. So you're thinking this is late 80s, early 90s. So my brothers also had a lot of friends that didn't look like them. So I got to see a lot of different people and hear a lot of stuff that my parents sure as hell didn't. My parents was listening just straight up rock and roll. My parents did approve of that. That's a good thing about my parents. My parents never, they would express concern, but they would never like prevent you from doing it or like say, man, nice. If you do it, like you're going, you know, some weird shit like that. But started from my brothers. So that's what actually made me want to rap. My first actual rap was for English class in 11th grade.
Word. You took it to English class.
Yeah, we had to make a project about, it was called Transcendentalism, right? This is weird.
I don't even know what Transcendentalism is.
Everybody just logged off, right? It was 11th grade English class. It was about an author named Henry David Thoreau, right? So I made a rap about this as like a project. They wanted us to like write something. I don't really remember all the details, but I made a rap song and got an A+ on it.
I'm sure.
And then it led to me making a rap song about the teacher.
Was it a diss?
And no, her name was Miss Buzzard, so I did B to the Uzzard, which would have been H to the Izzo remix. Right. So this was 2001.
On that beat?
On that beat. And then it just kind of like, I was like, all right. I guess I'm rapping. This is kind of fun. Like,
hold on.
He got so much cat after that.
Nah, back then you got no cat after that. You got bullied after that. That's what you got.
Hold on. Did you use the word transcendentalism in the rap? Like right there. A.
Yeah, right.
That's an A.
Yeah.
I don't even. What is that?
I forget, to be honest. It sounds like Shator actually knows, but it was something that author wrote or something like that. I don't remember.
Like a topic. It's more of like a theme.
A theme. Yeah.
But if that means, like, I'm not gonna tell you lie, it's not the most like exciting thing. So if you could write a dope rap, you're pretty talented. So you must put a couple words together and impress your teacher.
Back then though, recording in 2001, you had to use like the sound recorder built into the monitor. So you like got some headphones on up, to the monitor, trying to rap it real quiet so mom and dad didn't hear it. But it sounded bad, but like what else? You know, in 2001, you had to pay a lot of money to hit a real studio to put a legit song out. So I just made it happen.
That's what we were just discussing is like how prices have dropped, and like we just bought that PA system for what it would have been a couple years back, would have been $3,000, but like you said, back in 2001, you'd have had to pay a couple stacks to get into it.
Oh yeah, I mean you were dropping a couple stacks for a microphone, let alone like, and it wasn't recorded on software. It was like recorded analog, like in a real like I don't even know how. I don't even know how you do that.
Yeah,
you know?
Boards.
Like,
so J.Law, you came up in Hagerstown. You go to South Hagerstown?
Yeah, I went to South High.
South High.
Yeah,
that's the slang up there for it.
South High, yes sir.
All right. Well, how would you describe Hagerstown for somebody who's not familiar with the area?
Ooh, a mini Baltimore at this point.
Word.
A community full of a lot of hardworking blue-collar people, but also full of a lot of people not from that area as well. So a lot of transplants now. It's safe. You know, I think it catches a bad rap. Hagerstown's not nearly as dangerous or as bad as what people portray it to be.
Right.
But there's definitely certain places that you should probably know somebody before you go to them.
Good advice.
I hate to say it about Hagerstown. It's not really that crazy, but like, yeah, Hagerstown has evolved since I was a kid. Hagerstown wasn't like that when I was a kid, but it's definitely like that now. But like, what place isn't either? You know, like Martinsburg's kind of like that too. So one of them things, but a good community with a lot of small business owners and people like that want better.
Right.
Want like a better, you know,
situation for everybody, like
they want to portray in a better light because it actually is in a better light, but the negative voices seem to catch most of the attention in Hagerstown.
So you are a small business owner yourself in One Room Media, and you actually
to be anymore,
you do a lot for the community or working with the city of Hagerstown.
Yeah, I mean I've been lucky because I've been able to transition out of music stuff, and it was important for me at a certain point in time to establish something that wasn't music related so I could earn some income, because you can shoot a lot of really good music videos and they actually take more time to make than some of this other stuff, but that doesn't really hold any substance to somebody within the community with some influence or some money to pay you to create something. So that was I kind of put music on hold for a couple years and then went that route and tried to figure that out, and just been lucky because been able to work with some good people. People I grew up with have helped me out a lot. So, yeah, I mean, it's a community effort, kind of looked out for me. I also wasn't a bad dude in high school. I didn't sleep with everybody's girlfriend.
So you didn't burn many bridges.
I didn't, you know. Yeah, I mean, exactly, because I've shot 100 weddings in my county, and you could say a lot of them are for people I grew up with. If I was a jerk in high school, people remember that stuff. So I would have never been able to get that work if I would have, been a jerk in high school or was trying to mess around with all the ladies and stuff.
That is food for thought. Don't burn them bridges. You never know what could come across that bridge.
For sure.
Yeah.
So from music, you got into videos, and like you said, you opened up a whole different avenue outside of shooting music videos. But what got you into the whole videography?
Well, I was rapping and got ripped off. I was working with a guy that I, didn't care for how he operated. I also had, paid for a video and never got it back, and decided that I was gonna buy one of these cameras and figure it out. And that's kind of what happened. But I don't want to say that's not initially where it started. Where it started was watching Jackass growing up and Attitude Era wrestling stuff.
Word.
So what we would always my dad always had a film camera. Because my dad was into that stuff, but more of a hobby, wasn't serious about it. So I could always steal my dad's camera and go out and film skateboard videos or pranking the pizza man, and then be able to edit on his. My dad had a dual deck where you could put one tape in and a blank tape and hit record, and you could edit your own things through. I'm not kidding you. My old man.
That's deep.
My dad in the late 80s had a software where he could put text on film video, and he would make home movies, his own music videos with music over top of them and text.
That's wild.
So if my old man found out you was touching his shit, you got fucked up. Because it was a lot of money back then to be able to have that type of technology.
What was he making, home videos or?
Yeah, he was whenever he would he had a bus growing up called the Magic Bus. My dad bought a county commuter, right? And fixed it up and called it the Magic Bus, and he filmed the whole thing and then set it to music and then had like a big premiere for all of his friends to watch it because all of his friends helped him do it. So like that, I mean, that's where it comes. I had it around to kind of mess with it, and I just thought, man, that's real cool. Like, how do you put music over top of a video? Yeah. And so, but he wouldn't let you mess with. You kind of had to I had to wait till he wasn't around and steal his shit. You know, like,
that just blows my mind.
Sorry,
right
Dad,
there.
but you know, yeah.
You got the one cassette, and then you got the blank cassette, so you'd record it, and then you'd have to find the next spot on a different.
Yeah, you'd find it and have to time it and hit the record button at the right time and then stop it at the right time. Like it was.
I can't imagine.
It's crazy. But I was lucky because my dad shot for the yearbook in high school, so he always had stuff like that, and I didn't come to learn that until like I was a lot older in life because my dad never once in my life told me he was into photography or worked in yearbook or anything.
Right.
It just kind of sat in a bag on a shelf, and that was it.
Wow. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even know how Jay got into it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody. My dad will probably appreciate telling
deep.
that story. Yeah,
that was
sure.
Yeah, man. But coming back forward, when I was like rapping, and then I was like, man, this deal went sour. I should shoot my own videos because then I could save a bunch of money. That was the thought process. I
make money.
I think the camera was like $700, and this would have been like 2012. And I'm like, damn, man, that's a couple weeks of work at that time. Like, I hope my mom don't know I just bought this camera because I'm not paying her rent, living at home. Like, so like that's what it was. And then it just kind of went from there. I started shooting for myself and Dirty Phil. We were just shooting like videos left and right just to like learn how to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
What kind of camera was it? Canon?
It was a Canon T2i. Yep.
Where did you start editing with back then? Did they have Premiere?
Sony Vegas is what I was using.
I've heard of that.
Yeah.
I never used it, but I heard of that back in the day.
I still use it.
Yeah.
I've never went to anything else. And now, now that I've used it so long, it's kind of intimidating to even
like switch over to think about
switch. It's like, damn, this is a whole new process to learn.
Oh, yeah,
I tried at one point, but like got so frustrated that I just canceled my monthly subscription and just went back to Old Faithful. Yeah,
there you
commit.
Go. There you go.
I want to know what your rap name was.
My first rap name in high school was Jada Jame. It was a play off Jada Kiss.
I like it.
And then it ended up becoming J.Law just because that's my initials. Jamie Lawrence, it just plays off.
I feel like we got one in there. Wasn't there a Fat White?
We needed to know that.
What? Or was that the alter ego?
Yeah, I started going by Fat White because, of course, when you start rapping, everybody, people want to dig at you and shit. So everybody, man, you fat white something, fat white this. So I was like, all right, cool, Fat White. I'm just rock with it. Like, I mean, I've been chubby husky for damn near my whole life, so like there's really nothing you're going to be able to say to me that like actually digs at me, you know what I mean, like that. But so I'm the type of dude growing up, if somebody would make fun of you, I would just kind of play into it. If I'm the dude that makes fun of myself, you almost look worse making fun of me.
Yeah, it's true.
So it's kind of one of those type of deals.
Rule number 1 out of Eminem's book.
Right, yeah.
Really, absolutely. Yeah, the 8 Mile battle. He starts dissing himself, and then what's dude say after that? Like,
exactly.
It's kind of an approach I take. Like, I'm somebody that, I'm willing to admit my flaws. I know they're there. Like, I'm not faking up for I'm a fat dude. I have been my whole life.
He's like, it just is what it is.
I mean, I'm not that fat, but I mean, I'm definitely fat enough to be called fat.
You look healthy.
Yeah.
He looks healthy.
Real healthy.
Healthy enough for a heart attack. That's what.
No, that's Travis.
So
I'm just kidding.
Everybody likes cheeseburgers, all right? It's not a big deal.
That's Travis'
Some
thing.
of us
Jay
just too
likes
much.
steak and cheese subs. That's what it is.
Yeah.
I feel it.
So 2012 is when you got your first camera? Like
my first real camera, and was like, I'm gonna like really actually. I was messing around with a camera like 07, 08, and was putting stuff on like MySpace and shit like that. But I think my first upload on YouTube is 2008. I shot that with a flip camera. I don't know if you guys remember them. They were like,
oh yeah,
and they were like mainly for skateboards. It was like the original GoPro almost.
There's one in that drawer over
It's a
there.
JVC, right?
Yeah, so I actually shot some vids. So if you look up some stuff, I got a Deep Creek freestyle where I don't have a shirt on. You might like that. You might enjoy that a little bit, where I'm like rapping in a jacuzzi and stuff because we would go on vacation up there. So I was like fake flexing, rapping on docks and shit.
That's awesome.
The integrity is
it's like a Shorty Low parody. And then where I got real lucky was the second song that I put out, I was somebody that if I made a song, I had to have a video to it, even if it sucked real bad. There was just something about a video. So that would have been 2010. I did the Teach Me How to Dougie.
Oh, snap.
I did a remix called Keep It Thuggy, kind of making fun of all the white dudes in our town that like just were like act like they're really from like this
Too
real
extreme,
crazy
yeah.
hard place, and it's like you're just not type of deal. And so I made a song called I Keep It Thuggy, and I'm all thugged out and shit in it, and it ended up, I don't want to say it went viral, it ended up with 300,000 plays on YouTube, but like back then if you did 100,000 on YouTube, it was an actual viral video, you know, so that's where I got lucky, but then it hurt me because then no artists in my area wanted to fuck with me because I just made fun of everybody, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, great idea, but really bad
Backfired.
execution, you know? Like, fuck, man.
Isolated yourself a little bit.
Now nobody wants to do a song with me. Now I'm public enemy #1 in my hometown trying to get – nobody wants to collab with me.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that ended up helping me, though.
Now
I was about to say,
now
it had to
everybody
have
wants to
helped
collab
you.
with you.
Yeah, and I wish they would have back in the day because I would still fuck with them. I'm, you know, I'm real big on more on loyalty than money. So like, if I fucked with you back in the day, you can easily call me right now and we're doing something. But like,
That's cool.
I remember who ducked me back then or didn't want to do something then, and I remember that shit. I don't hold grudges, but I hold people accountable for their actions.
Good one.
And whether I do it out loud or just in my own head, hold them accountable, I do that. And, like, I remember what somebody said on Facebook about somebody 10 years ago.
Which
and
is
I'm
crazy.
Like, and I'm like, I don't want to – maybe that's somebody I don't want – if you can get so mad that you got to talk trash on Facebook about other people, then I just don't need to – I don't
damn
really
right.
care if you change or not. Like, that
People
means
don't
you'll do it
change.
to me if you get upset with me.
Right,
So it's just
right.
avoiding drama within the local music scene is tough, but I think it's necessary if you want to be able to work with the right people because they're there in every town. Every town's got a couple people that are real dope and get it, but they're usually around dozens of people that don't get it, and they're influenced by what those people say.
Crabs in
Yeah.
a barrel.
And that's really like I've seen it hurt a lot of people, like from your area to Martinsburg to Hagerstown to Chambersburg. Man, there's a lot of talent.
Oh, yeah.
But the problem is they're usually surrounded with people that don't get it.
Yeah. I can imagine. I can see that.
Yeah.
Listen up, folks.
So, I don't know if you know this or not. I'm sure you do, but your YouTube channel, is it still /Rebellious Records?
It is, and I can't change it.
Really?
I've got on there and changed it, and it won't.
Won't accept it?
I mean, you got to realize I started a YouTube channel in 2008. YouTube
Yeah.
started in like 2006, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's like, maybe I just don't know what I'm doing. How about we'll just stick with
So-
that answer. But it is, yes.
But it's still-
If you type in
Yeah.
youtube.com/rebellious records, but also if you type in One Room Media, it'll pop up too.
Oh, I believe it. I was just
So
saying.
it's weird.
YouTube.com/user Rebellious Records.
Pisses me
I
off.
want to.
Pisses me
You
off.
can't figure it
I
out.
hate that name, man. I hate that name.
So, but before we went on air, we were talking about investing in merch and stuff, and you said you had a Rebellious Records run of merch.
So Rebellious Records was our first attempt at a label. You know, once I realized that I wasn't going to be able to collab with everybody. Well, Rebellious Records was before that,
Yeah.
but it really like brought it together. It was me, a childhood friend named Matt Miller, who's a world-renowned drummer, has traveled the world drumming. He made the beats, and then a friend of mine named Andrew Shadrack, who went by SS. And so it was us three, and we were like, so Rebellious is a play off Rebel, because that was our high school mascot. So
okay.
it was Rebellious Records with one L. That's why it's spelled wrong on purpose, to go for the Rebels. That's all the better we could come up with. And I don't think we was rebellious by any damn means.
Well, it sounded like you were
Name was
keeping
cool.
it thuggy.
Yeah, keep it doggy. Yeah. But we did a play. We had the double R's like back to back facing each
Like the
other.
Rolls Royce.
It
you go.
was more of a. It was more inspired by Robin Big at that
Oh,
time
yeah,
because
yeah,
Big
yeah.
did the double B's.
There you go.
Right.
Yep.
And I actually got a chance to meet him at one point in time and told him that I copied his logo. And he was like, nah, it's all good, homie. I still fuck with you. I I actually got to
love.
meet him and Bam Bam before he passed away,
That's
and
love.
told him I copied his shit. He was totally cool with it. He's
Got
like,
the
yeah, that's
cosign.
cool.
He's a real.
Yeah, well, not. I
Definitely.
mean, they were R's and not B, but like she said, Rolls Royces. Yeah,
Yeah.
The double R's.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's numerous small businesses or people out there
Yeah.
that have done the same thing back
Oh
to
yeah,
back.
I think
two
there's
letters.
another group rolling. Are they called Rucka Ruck? Is that the
Rucka
name?
Ruck, he's got the double
They
R.
do
Oh,
the
yeah.
double R. That's very similar to what my logo was back in the day too. Yeah.
Is that
I think
Martinsburg,
I think
right?
generic
Yeah.
stuff like that,
This
like
area, I think.
This area?
Yeah.
yeah, generic stuff like that. It's like I don't know.
Yeah.
You can't even get mad about
Oh
it.
no.
You
Yeah.
can't, and you can't really claim it's yours unless you're going to put up the bread to make it yours.
Exactly.
And
That
who
too.
really?
That's a good
like,
one.
How many people you know are going to invest a couple racks just to make sure you can't? And they could still use your logo anyway if they feel like it. What are you
Yeah.
going to
Exactly.
do? Like
Yeah.
it's kind of hard to stop that stuff anymore.
For
Exactly.
You know?
So there's a couple more things I want to dive into. In fact, there's a lot.
I'm
I
ready.
still want
I'm-
to open
I'm
up
good.
and talk
I feel
about.
comfortable now. I'm good now. I might have to
I'm
take one
warmed
of these Ronas. Yeah.
All right, so
Take one of the road.
you started really getting serious about shooting videos in 2012. You say.
Yeah.
Where along the way did you link up with Skies and Lil Skies? And because if you guys don't know, J.Law
Yeah.
shot the majority of Lil Skies' early material.
Really, I literally have shot more videos than everybody
Yeah.
still yet.
Yeah.
You know?
You and
Thankfully,
Jandor are
Yeah, Jandor shot a lot. I think I've probably done, 6, 7 videos, I think. Yeah.
is that
Yeah.
it, man? It looked like 20 some on here, but I guess you got like behind the scenes.
Yeah, there's a lot of
and-
behind the scenes. I mean, that started so during that process when I got my first camera and I was shooting music videos for Phil, his dad, Mike. So all this starts with Mike. Mike was watching. Mike had been watching us on MySpace. I was real active on MySpace and uploading video back in the day. Wish I still had that stuff, but
I'm sure it's still.
so Mike was taking notice, like who are these guys, and doing something similar, how you guys are doing.
Yeah.
You guys were all making music, and then kind of out of nowhere, you guys are just dropping videos. Like, what the fuck? Where are all these videos? What's going on? That's very similar to what I did for myself and for Phil. So Skies took notice and said, "Hey man, can you shoot a video for me?" And at that point, I knew who Skies was. You guys got to understand, not a lot of people know, but Big Skies was like really on the verge of popping in 2004, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That was before his accident.
Yeah, his accident was, I think, 2010.
Okay.
I think was his act. But these guys were like traveling up and down the East Coast, getting paid like real money to perform and open up for people. And you had to give a CD. That was the only way. There was no internet that you could go viral on. So
Or a
like
USB stick.
you had to go to a show to get noticed. You had to have your merch or your CDs on you. But those guys built like a real credible buzz in our area. And so when he reached out to me and was like, "Hey man, I like what you're doing. I want to work with you guys," I was just like super gassed. Like, hell yeah. Like I went from nobody fucking with me to like one of the most legit dudes wants to fuck with me. So I was like, man, whatever you need, like I'll shoot the videos for free. I'll whatever. Like, and then I shot. It was Destined to Return was an album that Mike put the fucking album out, bro. It's been 10 years. Shot the album. The album is
God
still not
damn.
out. But I shot the intro song to this album that Mike's never putting out, and came to his house and shot the video, and he ended up paying me for it. Gave me like $100, I think is what he gave me. And those type gestures mean a lot when you're building stuff with somebody. I can understand if you don't have the money and you're working with people trying to build something, but sometimes like that little bit of effort lets somebody know like they appreciate your time and they're not going to disrespect you.
Yeah.
So that opened it up. I shot maybe one more video, and then he's like, "Man, we should do some videos for my son."
Boom.
And it's like,
The rest is
shit.
history.
So like I would venture to say that like Little Sky's got better video treatments than Dad ever got, because then Dad was like, and I got to give Mike a whole lot of credit. Mike didn't let nobody get involved with his son that he didn't want to get involved with. And like
Good parenting.
and it's great now, because what if he would have done dozens and dozens of songs with every artist out here now? I mean, that would be great for all the artists, right? You'd probably illegally put it on Spotify right now and try to steal some streams off of his name. So
Yeah.
like Mike did a real good job at making sure there wasn't people around to mess with his son's path.
Yeah.
And so Kai got real good videos, man. They're not that good now looking back on them, but like we thought we were like really good
time.
shit.
No,
We
it's
went to like
coming.
the outlets and we were in a shoe store and at a skateboard park, and then we did like a fake birthday party with balloons
What
and
about
glitter
the
and like.
Potomac River one? That was a really dope one.
I mean, that's 5 minutes from my house. That was actually the last music video I shot
it
for him.
Lonely or Lonely?
And he was a bit older at that point in time. I think he was 16, 17, and at that point it was time for him to like find his own people and do his own thing. Because like if you know Mike, like you know Mike's real passionate about it. Like if you've ever grown up with somebody who plays sports and their dad is just on them, like they want them to play sports and there's no other way out. I don't want to say that was the only way out, but like Mike was like, hey, if you're gonna make music, we're gonna like really put in some work and put in the time, because this ain't nothing to laugh at. We're not gonna be local rappers that just rap our whole life. Like you're gonna sit in your
Which
room
is great.
and you're gonna write verses. Like you're gonna do it, and that's that's what he did. So
I feel like from the outside looking in, so many people miss that piece of it, which is the most important piece.
yeah, it was
And-
it was not only Mike's doing, as a father, wanting his son to work with the right people and hone his skills. Like you're never going to make the NBA if you don't put the shots in. So it's the same process. But also with that respect is Mike gets a lot of credit for what his son did, but his son gets the most credit because his son actually liked it and his son actually put in the work and his son didn't fuck up. His son didn't get involved with the wrong people. He didn't get anybody pregnant. He didn't get locked up. So all the credit goes to Kai, because Kai really, you could have great parents, but you know how it goes. People can lead you to water, but it's up to you to drink it.
Yeah.
And,
He's a smart kid.
And Kai drank it because that's his shit, man. That kid don't like playing basketball. He don't like playing he don't want to sit down and watch football with people. Like the kid wanted to make music, and that's all he did until he got really good at it. So yeah, that's where were we even at?
He's like, that's how you got started.
I mean,
He asked
that was
pretty
a
much-
great
you
story.
pretty much
No, that's how it started, because Mike was realizing too, he was at the end of his thing. And then, of course, Mike was involved in a chemical explosion and has had dozens of plastic surgeries and jaw constructions and dental surgeries and, like, you name it. So, like, at that point, it was only right, like, hey, I'm going to invest. Because then it was equal. It was like Mike did his thing, Kai did his thing. They were pretty equal in what they were putting out. And then it turned into, all right, now I have to go all in with Kai. And that's what they did.
And it worked out.
That was smart.
It did. Yeah, it did. But a lot of years of punishment. Like that kid was in middle school selling CDs. That dad took his paycheck to press out, and it wasn't cheap to burn your own CDs and get labels and things. Like you're talking $3-4 a pop back at that time, where you can pay somebody doing for $1 now all day.
Yeah, or less
But there
if you
wasn't
get
no
more.
such thing as a CD duplication service
back then.
at then. And if there was, it was super high dollar stuff, and it was real professional, which is like then you
yeah.
can't afford to do it. So like the amount of work, and I'm sure Kai took a lot of shit growing up. Like I rapped in high school, dudes fucking ate me up for that shit. Talked mad shit. Like guys wouldn't let me sit at the fucking rap table in lunch. And those are the same dudes that asked me for music videos 15 years later, and I told them they had to kick it.
Yeah.
Like
That's a
I
weird
was
circle.
telling
People don't
you,
forget.
I remember shit, man. If I wasn't allowed to sit at the rap table in high school, and I was literally the only dude that had a CD out.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like
That
I
is
was blessed.
bananas.
Like I was
Seriously.
socially accepted.
Yeah.
Like even since middle school, I feel like I was encouraged to
Yeah.
to pursue rapping. Like of course,
Well, I mean,
there was the haters.
I wasn't any good, so it's like okay, like it's one thing to put out music and it's good. Then it's kind of hard to hate. You can, but like I was putting out music and it sucked, but I liked it. So like
Yeah.
I'm the type
That's
of
what matters.
dude that does shit that I like.
And you enjoy
Yep.
it.
Yeah, like that's
Whatever makes
what it
you
was
happy.
for me. But yeah, I caught a lot of shit for that.
Much of that music is still available.
There's it's still on there.
You still have it
My
all?
B to the Uzzard is still on YouTube to this day. The song about my teacher.
Thuggy's on there too.
Yeah.
Thuggy's still on there. There's a couple like mixtapes and stuff we put out that are like the websites are gone now. Like if you uploaded Dat Piff 10 years ago, you can't find it anymore for whatever reason. So there's some stuff like that. Man, it's so bad. I don't know if I would put it back up.
He's like,
it's-
I don't know.
I like rap. I love music, but it took me a while to figure out what part of the music I liked, and it just started with rap. But that's a decision we all have to make as creative people. You really got to be able to, like, at some point go like, am I actually good at this, or am I just like
Biased.
Attached.
Yeah.
like, am I biased because I made it?
'Cause it's
You
There's
know,
a lot of
Yeah,
people that don't
I do
ask
that a lot.
themselves that question.
No, and I'm quick at that. Like, if you pay attention to what I do, like, I change real quick, and I could be live streaming doing a show, and then 3 months later I got nothing to do with that shit anymore. Then I'm doing a sports show. Then I'm all small business for a year. Then I'm all rap and got a studio going, and then that don't work. Like, I have no problem admitting that shit didn't work, and then just
Constantly
and then
moving.
just
Picking it up
keep
and going with
moving,
something,
because
yeah.
like nobody beats me up more than myself. So it's one of those deals. But like, I don't even look at shit as like losses though, man. Like,
It's learning experiences.
I'm having
yeah.
so much fun doing shit that, like, it's not really biggest loss I've taken recently. I did a song with Slim Jesus
Oh yeah.
2 years
I
ago.
remember that. I remember that.
Yeah.
And like, that's the only song I've like put out in years, but it was like a joke. And I can put this out now because Slim ended up being a piece of shit. But me and Phil did like a funny song where like Phil's mumble rapping. You don't know what he's saying. My whole verse is like talking about shooting people and selling drugs and shit. Like, and so it was meant as a joke. We didn't actually think the dude was going to agree to it.
Yeah.
The dude agreed to do it and then drove from Ohio
I remember.
to shoot it.
Yeah.
And I paid him his fee. I
Yeah.
paid for it.
How much was
you
it?
don't get nothing for free. I don't know if I want to. I
He's
don't
like,
know
I
if I
can't
want to put that.
disclose it.
I paid more than what I should have, and then ultimately the dude never shared it or anything. So like it never popped. The video has like 20,000 views, I think. But like, as far as the amount of money I invested, and then the time to edit the video and shoot it, that's probably the biggest loss I've ever taken in music. And I don't mean like financially. I just like the money's wasn't that
yeah.
crazy. It was more like, man, if the right website would have picked that up, you got like 3 dudes. Like, Slim Jesus is just an internet meme in himself.
Definitely.
And then you got Phil mumble rapping, and then you got me. Like, I was wearing a fur coat.
I
with my
remember.
titties out and
Yeah.
shit. Like,
I got my credits on that video.
hell yeah.
I say we
yeah.
pulled up for
yeah,
that.
you guys did pull up for that. So I'm willing to try stuff sometimes because that's the type of shit people end up
I was
watching
about to
on
say
the
that's,
internet.
that's
So,
what I
like,
felt like that was you just like
Just in
testing the market,
just
seeing
throwing
what you
something
can
at the
do.
wall and seeing if it sticks, and it fucking didn't. But the interview now has more views than the video does. So like, I'm not mad. Like, I did 30, 40,000 views between the video and the internet, but like ultimately views are dick. They don't fucking mean anything at all. So, but
true.
It's cool.
It's the subscribers that count.
Yeah, it.
You're
in a
out
way.
here.
Why
coming up.
you want to talk about that? Because we could get into that too.
He's like,
'cause
all
me
right,
and that don't
There's
fucking
so
matter.
much I still want to dive into, but we could touch on it real quick. I feel like you hit 10 and then it just kept going. Like, what
And
are you
then
at, like
20.
40 now?
I'm like a couple hundred away from 40, but there's a good thing and a bad thing. I established a YouTube channel that got popular based off videos created about Little Skies. So now if I upload and it's not Little Skies, I could, it's fucking
Yeah.
beat. Like, that's the only, and I'm an honest dude. I have people hitting me up saying, how much to put my music video on your YouTube channel? And I could take these fucking kids' money, and I don't. And I say, listen, man, if I put that video on my YouTube channel, it's not doing nothing.
It's gonna flop.
You're not Little Skies. And then I'm going to look stupid, and I don't want content on my channel that I didn't create.
Precise.
But there's a lot of people out there, they're building platforms strictly for that reason
repost purposes,
only.
yeah.
But then you lose the integrity of how it even got to where it was in the first place. So, like, that, very blessed with that. And the reason that happened was Skies did a memorial to XXX Tentacion. Is that how you say it? Feels so weird to say that name. But he did a tribute to him after he passed, and it sat on YouTube with nothing. And then one day I logged on, and the shit had 500,000 views.
my gosh,
It got thrown in the recommended. YouTube threw it in the recommended.
Awesome.
And now it's sitting at 9-something.
9.3 million.
9.3.
Sheesh.
And then Kai performed in Morgantown a few months ago after Juice WRLD had passed and did it. And I filmed
shot
it
it,
and
yeah.
did a similar video. And I think it's got 3-4 million as well. But it's, I think too many people fake about how they got somewhere. Like I have 40,000 subscribers off of 2 videos.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and that's
Because
what
it's
it
like-
is. Like that.
But your channel is basically like it was almost like a niche channel. You know?
Yeah, well, like, and if you look in the past couple years, I'm the only one with footage of skies like that. Like he's the type of kid that wants to be real private. He does not want everything he do and say documented, and you gotta appreciate that, and you gotta respect that with somebody. There's a lot of situations where I'm with skies and he's with important people, and I could film those and put them out, but like
He's like, no.
there's. And it's not even him, too. It's part me. You got to know when to decide when you're crossing over into somebody's personal life and trying to gain somebody some followers and keep them relevant. And so there's a lot that I could have put out or filmed and put out that I just didn't. It's better to, like, be able to tell the story 20 years from now to somebody, you know?
That's really
Maybe in a
cool.
situation like this. But, yeah, I've seen Kai's in situations with, you know, MGK.
I was about to say, Wiz
Even
Khalifa.
Wiz Khalifa. And just like I just kind of decided to take the moment in instead of filming all of it.
That was one thing I wanted to ask you, and I feel like this could help people, like videographers specifically, on the come up, was like your etiquette and your mindset when you step into those situations. Because I feel like
Yeah.
if you're too aggressive or you're
And everybody's
acting
too
the wrong
aggressive.
way, then
Everybody
you're
is.
literally
Everybody's too aggressive.
it's gonna be one time.
Like
so
if you're
you know,
if you're a videographer in the club right now, turn your fucking light off. Stop. Listen, if you don't have the gear or the lenses or the eye to film a show with no light on your camera, get the fuck out. Because you're being an asshole. Like it's not cool. The only reason you brought a light is because you don't know what the fuck you're doing. And I know somebody's gonna comment and say something. Turn the light off, man. These people are celebrities. They're real people. There's no reason for you to be shining a bright ass light on them when they show up somewhere all the time.
Definitely.
Buy the right fucking gear. Like trade in your fucking Balenciagas and your Prada shirt. Buy the right lens.
And you
No,
wanna-
I'm being serious. This is the
believe it.
shit.
No,
This is the shit that happens out, and that's why celebrities act the way they are sometimes in public, because people don't fucking get it. Like, I understand it's cool to get a picture of somebody, but like, man, they're real human beings. Like,
Yeah.
treat people with some respect. If you do want to take a nice picture of somebody, just ask them. If you're lucky enough to be in that situation, 9 times out of 10, they will take the picture with you. But if you're one of these dudes,
Oh yeah.
That's
bro,
creepy.
those dudes get yoked up quick.
Yeah.
Dudes get yoked up and removed. That's weirdo shit. Don't
Yeah.
do
Don't
that
do
type
that.
of shit. So
Yeah.
like, it's
yeah.
in clout. We got a problem with clout on the internet where there's a lot of people with a lot of followers but not a lot of money, and the people that don't know perceive followers as money. And I'm really here. I really want. And there's people that can say, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, and that's cool too. But I can tell you right now, the majority of people with lots of followers on the internet don't have any more money than anybody else. I just can't tell you how many people that I've come across that aren't as right as you think they are, because they're able to get a free rental or a free Airbnb in exchange for a post on their social media account. Like, we're valuing social media posts way more than what they're actually worth, and we're about to find out now with the coronavirus. Artists aren't going to be able to do certain things anymore. Their prices are going to come back down because they're not going to have the opportunities they once had. So like,
It's a good way to look at it.
We talk
It's
about
happening,
talk
yeah.
about that a lot, like fake it till you make it. There's so much of that shit.
there is, but what people got to understand is you're catching somebody now. There is people faking it until they make it, but yo, that shit you got to live with. I know people with hundreds of thousand followers and then work at Walmart or McDonald's, and they're like paranoid somebody's going to see them there. Because then it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
There's this like, just because you have 400,000 followers doesn't mean you shouldn't have a job no more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And
100%.
400,000 followers only equals the 40 shirts when you sell them.
Yeah.
Like, so like I see this shit all the time. It's the dude with 700 followers that's got all the money. Good. This is. I can't tell you how many people I've DM'd to try to work with, and they don't want to work with me because I don't have enough clout.
No, yeah. I've
Bro,
seen
you
that.
got the juice.
I got no, but
Big juice.
I got no juice. I have 10K followers on. Bro, there's girls doing makeup tutorials with millions of followers. Like there's kids doing toys reviews with 25 million followers. So like. There's people in the industry that I actually can like reach out to, and they'll actually read it and respond because of some of the stuff I do, but then not really fuck with me because I don't You don't get all these extra views and clout. And meanwhile, I got way more bread than this motherfucker I'm trying to negotiate with. Like, that really gets me hot, to be honest. Like, people aren't willing to work with people because you're not famous enough. But this famous shit on the internet ain't fucking real.
Yeah.
It's not. When we grew up, Tom Cruise did a movie. He did one movie a year. You saw the box office. You know what he got paid, right? Now, dude, they're like, oh, my fit from fucking whatever. Well, they ain't giving no money. They gave him a free shirt that he got to wear. Like, he didn't really get no come up. So we don't know what people got. Yeah. And most of the times they don't.
It's not like that. It's not like that. I
People
feel you.
won't even follow you if you don't have enough followers.
Yeah.
You're preaching the game, man. Like, that's like it, but that's where
you could be posting the dopest shit and people be like, oh, he's only got 700 followers. I ain't following him.
It's frustrating to figure out how to navigate that. Like, and I've been kind of lucky. I can sit here and say these things because I got lucky enough to be associated with people that was popping enough to get some eyes on me. So, like, without them, my hard work is kind of void, man, which is like frustrating to have to admit that. Like, I've put in a lot of work and it really didn't fucking matter until somebody popped. And it's really upsetting. Like, you got, as creatives, you just can't take it personal, but most creatives
take it personal.
Yeah, it's all personal.
Or like just too personal.
I feel it.
So that helps me because I'm not creating things because like I'm real artistic. I just think I like love the process of like trying to get somewhere else. So like I think 10, 15 years from now, you probably won't see me shooting videos. I'll probably be into something else by that point. But I may still always mess with it, but I may not be going as hard because there might be something that it presents a better opportunity down the road that I'd like to get into.
You got to grow, you know? At some point, you got to grow.
Yeah, and I see a real like label happening with what I'm doing. I'm kind of quarterbacking stuff right now, whereas like I'm buying beats and I own the beats. You know, kind of what DJ Khaled does, where he don't make none of those damn beats. He just buys them and screams on them and says they're his, right? So I can do the same thing and bring artists together on songs and then put them out and distribute them because I want to know more about streaming. I want to know more about streaming. I literally know nothing
Streaming
about
is very
streaming.
for anybody upcoming.
Absolutely. Yeah. So like that's where I see, since I have the tools to actually provide. Like if I find like this artist that I got, I'll buy the beat, I'll pay for the feature, I'll use my time to shoot the video. And then I have the YouTube platform to put him on. Like I have certain things. So like I've been more focused on building that platform to then kind of open up maybe a real label. Like everybody's got a record label, right?
Yeah.
But like
quote unquote
a real record label where if I like sign you, you don't like you actually get shit. Like
I feel you.
That's fire. I think
feel
that's a
you.
good
No, I
direction
feel
to
you.
take
But it's not going to be many people. It's going to be very, very few, and most of them are going to be really young kids in high school. I've just had bad experience dealing with people closer to my age that are usually set in their ways and like how they do certain things, and it's hard to convince people. So
No, undoubtedly. And their time is almost up anyway. It's a young man's game in the rap industry.
sad, and it's getting younger.
One thing I wanted to say before I forget it is I think it's cool. I think it was a while back in the conversation but we talked about all of this awesome stuff that you've done from like a music standpoint, videography wise. But I think one point that may be important to talk about for people is that you said that you went and shot other things to build a foundation for your business at a certain point. And I think that sometimes people that get into shooting videos, they only focus on that, which might not be bringing them very much money, and they might not be able to build a business. And being able to talk to you, someone who has that notoriety, but being able to say, but I also do this stuff to pay my bills. Yeah, that might be a cool point of view to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, I understood very quick that I liked producing video, but I had to make money. And like we were talking before, you can't use a music video to go to a realtor and say, hey, let me photograph this house to help you sell it. Here's a music video. So a lot of what I did was, a lot of freebie. I'm still doing a lot of freebies, guys, like a shit ton. If it makes sense to me,
it's beneficial.
And like it's in the right situation, I'm down. Like I just follow my brother's football team all season long.
Saw that.
I have hundreds. I'm telling you, I have hundreds of hours of producing. I went to 6 games, put a mic on a coach, and then all together. I have hundreds of hours doing that. But like it ended up making me money because then people see it and especially alumni that went to that high school goes, who in the hell made these videos? These are crazy. Like, this is from my high school that I went to. So it opens it up. So, like, not everything's about money. Sometimes it's just about positioning. And, I mean, let's be honest. I did that for my brother. Like, my brother always wanted to be a football coach. He just loves football. So, like, it's a legacy thing. So if anybody were to suddenly pass, there's something there that shows
His passion,
it happened,
his work,
passion,
yeah.
you know? So it's one of those things. But then you can't really get that access either. My brother's head football coach, and I had to be cleared to come in there. I couldn't just show up and do whatever I felt like. Like, then somebody had to watch them and approve them. Like, there was a little bit of a process, but
You're filming underage kids and stuff too. There's probably
essentially,
something like,
yeah. But lucky for us, we live in an age where those parents want those videos because they want their kids to play college, and
Yeah.
they want those photos so they look good. But back to what you were saying is, I was a mechanic. Actually, me and T. Clem are kind of stepbrothers from another. You know what I mean? And I was working on cars for about 10 years, and somebody asked me to do a wedding, and I did that wedding for free. They ended up paying me, I think, $300 anyway. And at that time, I was like making $300 a week after taxes. So I went, that's all right. And then somebody saw the video that I did for free.
Yeah.
And then I booked a wedding for $800. And I went, oh shit, we're on to something here, right? So then I ended up losing my job, and I went full in on this wedding shit because nobody was really doing a whole lot of digital wedding videos, highlight reels we call them. And my first year I did like 14 weddings. Then it was 25. Then it was 30 couple.
Bread.
And it's like I literally have made hundreds of thousands of dollars shooting weddings. And that gave me a type of rapport with people because those are pretty intimate moments. And if you handle them right and you do what you say you're going to do, they recommend you to other people. So then it comes back to the community thing. Like community really looked out for me as far as people doing that. But that's what started it. And then people started asking me to do different stuff. And I just was like, yeah, but I put music completely on hold from like 2014 to 2017. I shot maybe 6 videos. Fucking 3 of them were from this dude.
Yeah.
I counted them earlier. You've shot 7 for me.
Yeah.
If you include me and Yellis.
Yeah.
As well.
So I was like, okay, I got these weddings going on. I'm a completely different dude in the community. People are paying me like good money to do these. I have a wedding every other week, and I'm making more money than I made at my job. And I was a mechanic for 10 years. I was certified and shit, a lot of responsibility. And it was like, damn, like I couldn't believe it. Then I had to bring people to help me do them because the people wanted more stuff. They wanted me to capture more stuff at the wedding. So then I was able to bring people in at certain times and, pay them a few $100 to come help. So like, it was really cool to be able to do that. Unfortunately, it's not as easy as it was to do now because there's a lot more people doing it. And they're willing to do it at a price that
It's hard to match.
It's hard for me to leave my house for anymore because I've now kind of transitioned into more corporate, small business, and nonprofit stuff.
Yeah.
And that does pay more money than doing weddings.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's easier. I'm a fat dude. Ask him.
He's like running around.
It's a lot of hours on
Yeah, by the time a wedding's done, like you probably don't want me there. I look really bad. Like
It
it's
makes
like,
me do all the running. Go get them tripods. Go do this. Go do this.
Yeah, I forget everything. I can't tell you
Where's
how many.
my phone?
I've lost so many lenses at weddings.
Oh,
and he always finds them.
Really?
Every time.
This one wedding, I remember like you were like, I can't find this fucking lens, and like I looked all the way across the room, and I was like, it's over on that table.
Literally left it on the cake table,
Oh,
like a couple
Jesus.
$1,000 lens that somebody could have just
Chilling.
and he finds it every time. Yeah. But the business is important because like now like what you guys are doing right now, like sitting in here with your own podcast and you get to guys come here and make music. Like I hope you guys really understand that like it doesn't get any better than this.
Facts.
Like it only gets more complicated.
I know that.
And harder. Like what you guys are doing. Like you can see it. I got cold chills right now because I know what it is. Like, and I'm kind of still at that point in my life where, I'm getting out of it a little bit, but like, this is as good as it gets to have your own spot with your homies and making music. Like, what more do all you guys realistically want for your life? Like,
wow.
Do you know how many people can't? Like, this doesn't seem much to you guys, and I'm sure all you guys come from decent families, and Trask's family's got a business, so I'm sure they hold him. If you come from more, you got to kind of hold it a little more too, right? You know, my parents are an engineer and a nurse. Everybody in my family's went to college. I'm the only one that didn't graduate college. So, like, I'm a bit of a black sheep. Not really, but nobody's messing with rap music in my family. I can assure you that. Like,
Yeah.
my dad went to the Naval Academy. Like,
yeah.
You know, my brother's a math teacher, or he's a gym teacher now. But shit only gets, like, more complicated and harder. And, like, I've been able to witness things where being famous and real hot is like, it's cool, but in most cases it's not, because like you can't go get a slice of pizza no more. Like when you walk in the airport, you're just constantly, you know, you're just always worried if somebody knows where you're at, like and can come do something bad to you. So like, make sure you guys take the time, and it's something that I'm trying to do too, because I'm so busy and get a new office and get another one and then move, that like I haven't taken the time to enjoy it as like much as what I should, because, man, you know, I mean, people came before you that couldn't do this with their homies. Like, this is a pretty fucking big deal you guys got going on here that I don't think you guys are quite hip to it yet. But you will when you get older and you understand. But, like, just take advantage of it, because, like, this is the fun part right now. Like, trying to prove people wrong. Like, this is like, I still got cold chills, man. Like, I got cold chills for you guys, because this is the fun part. When you get hot, all this change. One of you suddenly get hot, y'all ain't coming in here and doing this no more. You're not going to be able to. You have weirdos waiting out front.
You're right.
Ready to rap at the front door for you.
And then when Lo goes, man, you know what? Man, you should have fucked with me back in the day. I was
Definitely saying that.
And then that's a dude that goes, all right, bruh, next time I see you in public.
And you got the slammy on.
All right.
I got to watch my back now.
And that's to what I'm saying. That's what I'm encountering now is I don't want to say a lot, but I've had several instances in the past couple years where people approach me as a fan and say, man, I really respect what you do. Can you, and then it turns into, can you put me on?
Yeah.
Listen, guy, I can't even put my own self on, or I'd already done it.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're seeing here, but it's not what you think it is. I'm not on, or I would put me on first.
By any means.
Like, and then they look at it as, nah, he's just trying to get rid of me. Fuck this dude. He's trying to get rid of me. He don't want to actually talk to me. And then it turns into, all right, bruh, when I see you.
It's like, come on.
You got to watch your back.
I've been in clubs and dudes are like, hey, man, I need you to give me that camera.
Oh, God.
Damn.
And I know what that means. I've been in gas stations in Hagerstown. A group of dudes walk up. It's a nice truck, bruh. And that's talk for, I'm about to beat you up for your shit.
Yeah.
Jeez.
I don't want you to have it. So, like, for a dude that ain't real, like, I know some people and have done some shit, everything I got came from, like, not anything to do with rap. I haven't made any, I want to be real clear with people. I don't get paid to go to Little Sky shows. I don't get paid to go see Wiz Khalifa perform. I'm lucky to have the opportunity to show up and take the photos, right? Because everybody's willing to do it for free.
Yes.
I'm the one that has to buy the rental, pay for the gas, pay the tolls, and go to these places and come back. I'm the one paying for that shit. I'm not making no money doing this shit.
Yeah.
I made more money filming weddings and filming the insides of houses than half of the relevant rap video guys are making anyway.
I believe
Like,
that.
it's cool, but music videos only cost so much. When you're on the highest end of music videos could have been $1 million 20 years ago. At the max, you're paying $100K now. At the max.
Yeah.
Unless you got fucking, you know, Mike Tyson acting in it, you know. Maybe a Cole Bennett video with Mike Tyson and Eminem and Dr. Dre.
Et cetera,
but
et
I
cetera.
promise that video for Eminem was shot for less than 50.
Yeah.
Like, those videos would have been $2 million back in the day. So, like, there's not as much money as people think, and we're kind of exchanging clout instead of money. I want money. I want
Fuck the clout.
I want money. So, like, I'm really in the trenches filming the inside the houses. Like, I'm making stuff for nonprofit organizations. Like, I'm currently making videos for Goodwill right now. I just made videos for the Chamber of Commerce. Like,
Shout out Goodwill. Chamber
and,
of Commerce.
and you tell people that, and they think I'm lying because they see the pictures on my Instagram with other people. They think I'm like lying to them, and then I'm gonna beat you up when I see you. And like I'm a soft target. Who the
I
fuck
can't
am I
imagine
fighting?
that every day.
Like,
I believe
and
it.
it's
yeah.
mainly in my office. That's why I'm getting a new office space, getting a new one. It's a bit too public and like
Yeah.
wow.
I feel
Like
you.
that's
You just got the
bro.
office.
Like that, I've been there
2 years.
3 years.
3 years.
3 years in May. But like that's kind of what you ask for in a small town. But like I haven't gotten what people think I got to deserve people
Act like that.
coming at me like that. Like the shit that I got comes out of my own hands, cuz like, and my wife's got a great job. Like my wife holds it down. If it wasn't for my wife, things would look different for me. Things would be drastically different without my wife having a great job and
your
working
partner,
hard.
yeah.
Yeah, like my wife fucking holds it down, man, consistently. She doesn't call off work. Like she went to
awesome.
school, got a degree, and she holds it down, man. Says solid woman that does what she needs to do, but everybody thinks that I just got all this money because of Lil Skies. And like
Yeah.
I love Kai. Like don't get me wrong, but even if Kai wanted to come give me a bunch of money, I'd have a hard time accepting it. Because
believe
like
that.
I got what I deserved out of the process. Somebody believed in me, gave me an opportunity, and now it's taken a long time, but now a lot of people are flooding to my stuff. Now I'm finally getting like this much respect, even though I feel like I should have like way more. But I'm getting a little bit. It makes you feel better when
Yeah.
people acknowledge it a little bit. But
Oh, you've been grinding
Yeah.
and coming up
Yeah.
ever since.
I've been
steady grinding.
I've been since like 2008. I've just been like I don't do nothing else. I don't watch football games. I don't sit around and hang out with homies. I don't play video games. My leisure time is creating things.
Same.
And it
So, like,
shows.
Yeah,
that's
that's
it. Like we go on vacation. How many times have we went to Ocean City and it's like we're there for 3 nights and I shoot 3 music videos. Like
we did.
not
We
chilling,
grinded.
you know, and then there's a vlog that comes out and this and like I can't go anywhere. I vlogged my own wedding after I paid somebody to film and photograph it.
He didn't
That's
trust his judgment.
hilarious.
That's
I
what that
vlogged
was.
my own wedding.
That's
Like,
hilarious.
I'm in my own wedding with a GoPro dancing and shit. Like there's pictures of me holding my GoPro at my own wedding.
Somebody's got to do it.
Like,
I
mean,
tried to do it at mine, but I got too drunk.
I didn't
Everybody's
listen to
trash.
it. That didn't work.